why the net paper is getting so tremendously difficult over the years, and why students have been asking that you provide 7 books that we need to study. Now definitely we are not into aspect where we want you to study 7 books, but based on the patterns that are changing, this comprehensive study is required to at least get a good score in net as well as qualify JRF. Now let me cite some of the questions. Previously the questions were very direct when it comes to the quantitative aptitude. The questions were very direct, either asking about calculating simple average, calculating a simple percentage or a discount problem. But now the questions have changed drastically. For example, this time one of the sets had a paper root 5, under root 5, under root 5, under root 5 goes on till infinity. How would you solve this question? Now definitely this question is not that difficult if you know the concepts well, but again, as we can see, the level of questions have been changing drastically. Again, in the section on computers, we have seen that lots and lots of questions were from application of computers in the field of education. That means digitalization of education. Numerous questions were from latest contemporary issues. So if you are going through the conventional textbooks, you won't be able to secure good marks. A lot of questions were applicative in nature. For example, questions related to Google Meet, what is Moodle, cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, AI. So those are all questions which are related to contemporary happenings. You must be well aware with those. The next important thing was regarding the reading comprehension as well. Reading comprehension, previously the passages were very direct and the questions were directly answered from the passage. This time one of the sets had the reading comprehension passage on elastic and inelastic demand. Now elastic and inelastic demand, it was not just limited to the terminology being used in the paper, but you need to have a basic understanding of economics in order to answer questions related to this passage. Few of the questions were direct, but at least 1 or 2 questions required a deeper understanding. Now when you have questions like this, definitely we say these 7 books are basic. Even there were questions from geometry this time in some of the sets. So geometry questions so far were never asked. So that means you need to have a broader understanding of all the subtopics within mathematics as well, what you have studied till grade 10. So what the basic idea here is that these 7 books that we provide through Examrace are minimum. You need to have that basic understanding. It's not that it's a lot of it, but the changing patterns have revealed that the questions are becoming tricky, questions are becoming difficult. If you are solving the very basic problems, very simple problems, no way you can get a good percentile in net. To get a good percentile in net, you need to have a variety of questions that can be solved, a variety of questions, a variety of approaches that must be required for solving it. Since you also have so many subjects, there is diversification in the kind of study that you need to do. Logic, again, lots and lots of questions from core fallacies or core we can say philosophical concepts were asked, and therefore in-depth study of logic becomes important there also. So that was just a quick understanding of why over the years net paper 1 is getting difficult, and why do you need to study that paper with devotion, and it should not be a superficial study, because net paper 1 is a scoring section. If you do well with your net paper 1, you also have bright chances to go through JRF. Again note, every question counts. So don't think that okay, you talked about root 5, I leave this question, I would be able to do other questions, but there would be another question similar to that would pop up in logic, and then the same question that pops up in logic, you would say the same thing. So counting those, how many questions you would leave, that would reduce your merit, and ultimately you cannot aspire for JRF. If you are aspiring for JRF, you have to work hard for paper 1 as well to secure good marks there. Even for your subject papers, a lot of them now have contemporary based questions. So be very particular about the recent happenings in and around you, and those are some of the ways to get actually good marks in your net examination. The links for the complete video lectures, doubt resolution are given below. Still, if you have any questions or queries, feel free to communicate. Thanks a lot.